Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. How are you all? How are you everyone? How is everyone doing? So glad to see you all. So there's a live chat option available on this next to the like button. I hope that everyone has liked it, like the stream. So there is a live chat option. So please everyone, you can go ahead and type hi, hello, anything that would work. So let us just have a conversation first. So let me see that who all have joined. Hi Gurjeevan, hi Jatinder, hello Lavdeep, hello Jatinder, hello Kinopedia, hello Badri, digital marketing. So Badri, you're texting that how I can increase my reading band score from 5 to 8. You need a lot of strategies. First of all, you need to go ahead and you need to basically start doing the basic English, start doing by the basic like grammar and everything. Start by like doing the basic grammar and everything, right? And then you can go ahead and do the strategies and everything, because like it is like really important. Okay, so like it won't be overnight, of course. It will take like a month or so easily, but you have to be just stay focused. Okay, I'm new to start studying IELTS. Okay, that's great. So we are just doing the introduction today. We're starting with the writing task on the exact starting, so nothing to worry of. Then Yash is here. Hi Yash, how are you? Jatinder is here, Binu is here. Great. Great everyone. Great Gitansh. Hi Akila, welcome. Hello Priya Garg, welcome everyone. I hope you're doing very well. So let's get started with the today's class. So first of all, I need to give me a second. I'll just adjust the screen so that we can do it easily. Okay, I see a lot of messages like how can I improve my speaking fluency. So at the end, once we are done with the today's topic, we can go ahead and do the strategies. Like we can discuss different strategies that you need. But before that, I would we would start by the basic, like what we have to do today, and at the end we can talk about the things that you have to discuss, right? So let's start that how you have to write a perfect introduction. So give me a second. Okay, this one feels right. So basically what we are, I hope that everyone is able to see the screen now. So today we are going to do our writing task. All the inquiries, like whatever you want to ask, will be answered at the end, and I would try to answer everything that you are asking about at the end of the class. But right now we'll be just focusing on the topics and what we are going to discuss. We are going to just focus on that because we have a lot to do, and we can talk about other things later, right? I have videos for all of the classes, like people asking for the reading and everything. So I have different classes for it, and it will be better that you watch that instead of this one. I hope that I'm audible right now, because I'm not able to see the stream count and everything. So just give me a heads up that yes ma'am, you're audible. If you can do that, that will be great. I will be able to identify, right? And that okay, I'm audible, and we can start the class, right? Okay, so today, first of all, contents, what we are going to discuss, we have a lot to discuss, and starting with things to do before writing introduction, we have to discuss that. Then we have to do introduction. I'm so sorry, I've written the spelling wrong. I am so sorry about it. I made it last night as I have texted in the WhatsApp group. I was like quite late up. So introduction, you have to write the correct spelling. Then we are going to discuss few of the samples of the introduction, that what I consider as a good introduction. Okay, and basically, right, and that will be basically, then we'll discuss the Q&A, right? So whatever doubts you will be having, ask it at the end. So at the end, you can go ahead and ask me all the questions that you have, and then I will be able to answer it in a better manner, right? So moving forward, let's first of all talk about what are the things that you need to do before writing an introduction. I'm sorry, this screen is getting a lot, giving me a lot of problem. Okay, so first thing, what are the three things that you need to do before you start your writing introduction is that first of all, you have to analyze. You have to analyze that, okay, what are the keywords, what are the qualifying words, and what is the action word. So basically this is what you need to do. Next is your planning, that you need to think about the ideas. We will of course discuss all the ideas and everything in detail. Okay, and basically we'll discuss that. Okay, all the plan, like what, how to plan it, right, and then how to organize it. So these are the three things that you need to actually do before the writing introduction. So as we are doing a writing task, so I thought that it is necessary that we talk about these three things very nicely. How to analyze, how to plan, and how to organize. Only then we can move on to actually writing an introduction, right? So the first thing, let's move on to very first thing that you have to do before thinking about any topic, that is your analyze part. So basically you need to analyze that what you are going to write. Okay, so what do I mean by analyzing is that first of all you will understand the question, and then in the question itself you will underline three types of words. You will underline the keywords, you will underline the qualifying words, and then you will be underlining the action words. Okay, so this is what I teach in paid classes, that in paid classes I've always taught that you have to do these three things, and only then you will start your start writing. Okay, so how you are going to do this is that, okay, that there are three things like keywords, qualifying, and action words. So let's take this essay. The essay says technology is becoming increasingly prevalent in the world today. मतलब क्या मतलब हुआ इसका कि okay, what would be the meaning of this thing, that what will be the basic meaning of this thing, that basically, okay, so what will be the basic meaning of, I'm sorry, what will be the basic meaning of this thing, that there will be okay, so टेक्नोलॉजी इज बिकमिंग इंक्रीजिंगली प्रेवलेंट इन द वर्ल्ड टुडे, मतलब जो टेक्नोलॉजी है वो आज के दिन में बहुत ज्यादा फैल रही है वर्ल्ड में. ठीक है, in not too distant future, technology will completely replace the teachers in the classroom. मतलब बहुत दूर की बात नहीं है, बहुत मतलब फ्यूचर में बहुत जल्दी, मतलब बहुत ज्यादा इतने दूर फ्यूचर में भी कुछ ही सालों में जो टेक्नोलॉजी है वो टीचर्स को क्लासरूम से बिल्कुल रिप्लेस कर देगी. डू यू एग्री और डिसएग्री विद दिस स्टेटमेंट? तो आप इस स्टेटमेंट से एग्री करते हो या डिसएग्री करते हो? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, जैसे अब मैंने हिंदी में बताया, लाइक आई हैव टॉट यू इन हिंदी, व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन think about the question in your native language, that what is the question actually meaning. Okay, what is the meaning of the question? That is what you can first of all analyze. Then once you are done with that, then you have to go ahead and start basically you have to go and start your keywords, right? So what is now your keywords? When it comes to your keywords, keywords are basically your topic. Okay, so first thing that you need to identify is the what is my topic in the essay, right? So if we talk about this essay, that acknowledge that teachers will be replaced and everything, right? So will teachers be replaced or not? So that thing is your keyword. So what is your keyword here? What is your topic here? The first word is technology and the second word is education. Okay, so that are the two topics. What are the controlling keywords? What is the controlling topic over here? Technology and education. Okay, so we will be talking about these two things in the essay. Now, what does keyword mean? Keyword means that there would not be a single sentence in your essay that is not talking about technology or education. In case you write a single sentence that is not talking about these two things, that will be out of topic. Okay, remember it, that will be out of topic, and it is necessary for you that you go ahead and basically every sentence of your essay should have these words. It's not about having these words, it's more about that they should be talking about these things. Okay, so that is first of all your keywords. The second word is qualifying words. Now qualifying words is bit trickier. What is now qualifying words? Qualifying words are some of the words, like there are some words in the topic, the statement that is given to you, that shows that first of all, how are the topics related, like how is the technology and education related, first thing. Second thing, it tells you that in how much depth we have to answer. Okay, so we have to tell that in how much depth we are going ahead and going to answer this question. So what we are going to discuss, these basically we have to find these words that tell us these two things. First, what is the relation between the topic, basically whatever topics or the keywords, you can say what is the relationship between the keywords, that was technology and education. Second thing is you have to say that in how much degree you are going to answer. Okay, one classic example, just say let it be this question. Okay, the technology, the teachers are getting replaced by the technology. Okay, so let it by this question. Now, what should be the qualifying word over here? The qualifying word here is completely replace. What does you mean? What do you mean by completely replace? Completely replace का मतलब हुआ कि बिल्कुल मतलब टीचर का कोई रोल ही नहीं है, ना ही मटेरियल बनाने में, ना ही क्लासेस बनाने में, कुछ भी करने में टीचर का रोल नहीं है. That is what we call as complete replacement. What will be the biggest mistake of students in this question that I can tell you is that most of the students, what they will do is that they will go ahead and write that teachers and technology will go hand on hand, and like literally tell me how many of you thought that we can write that that yes, teachers are like getting replaced, but like only number is reducing. However, the question is talking about that not only the number is increasing, there is no interference of teachers. I mean, teachers won't be in the classroom, they won't be teaching, they won't be basically doing anything related to class. Okay, not checking students' homework. That is what we mean by that technology will be, there will be no teachers involved. Okay, in the classroom, of course. So that is what we are talking about in this one, in this question. Next, in this question, we can see the phrase increasingly prevalent. So when we see the when we see this phrase increasingly prevalent, what it does, it means that it is going on increasing. Okay, so it now clarifies that about technology, that technology is being used more and more in the classroom. See, when there are some statements like this now, that they are being used more and more in classroom and things like that, the biggest thing that you need to remember is that, or suppose there is like increasingly prevalent word, so you do not have to go ahead and write those statement, prove those statement. That is not your work. Your work is that what the question is asking, that is your next action words that we'll discuss. But for the keywords, the words like increasingly prevalent and completely replaced, so we talked about completely replaced already, that it tells that teachers are going to be eliminated by technology. They are not saying that it will be reduced, they will be helping the teacher or anything. They are completely replacing the teacher. That is the question, is that is what they're asking, right? Next is in not too distinct future. Not too distinct future means that it is like somewhat expected soon. Okay, means कि कुछ तो growth होगी उसकी, मे बी मतलब अभी लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल टेस्टिंग रह गई है बट हमने टेक्नोलॉजी बना लिया, या फिर आपको किसी क्लास किसी कंट्री में वी आर एबल टू सी दैट, ओके, हमें किसी कंट्री का पता लग रहा है कि वो लोग कर पा रहे हैं, अभी इंडिया नहीं कर पा रहा. दैट इज समथिंग दैट वी कैन से नॉट टू डिस्टिंग फ्यूचर, या फिर मतलब 30 ईयर्स लगा लो आज से कि आपको 30 ईयर्स में लगता है कि हो जाएगा. So basically we need to identify these words and these are known as qualifying words. So it helps us to be on point. I talked about off question कि अगर आप keywords नहीं follow करोगे तो आप off topic चले जाओगे, अगर आप qualifying words नहीं follow करोगे तो off context चले जाओगे. मतलब टॉपिक कुछ और था, अब बता कुछ और रहे थे, वैसे वाला लगेगा टीचर को. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. Next is your action words. Now, what are your action words? Basically, now what the examiner is asking you to do, that is your action words. Okay. So basically, examiner क्या बोल रहा है आपको करने के लिए, that is your action words. So let's start. Like for example, do you agree or disagree? ठीक है, ये क्या है, क्वेश्चन है. एग्जामिनर ने एक स्टेटमेंट दे दी, राइट. एग्जामिनर ने क्या किया, एक स्टेटमेंट दे दी. वो बोल रहा है कि आप इस बात से सहमत हो या नहीं सहमत हो, right? So basically, whatever the question is, whatever the examiner is asking you, that is your action words, right? अब moving to your first sample. ठीक है, हमने एक सैंपल वो वाला कर लिया वैसे टेक्नोलॉजी वाला. अब ये वाला भी कर लेते हैं. अब जैसे ये है, of all public transport options, a metro is the most convenient way to get around a large city. Do you agree or disagree? आपने क्या करना है, पहले रीड करा क्वेश्चन, अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज सेइंग, देन गो अहेड एंड अंडरलाइन द वर्ड्स ऑफ ऑल पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट. दिस इज माय कीवर्ड. So what you can do, put a K here. A metro, metro keyword, is the most convenient way to get around a large city. Large city keyword. Do you agree or disagree? Now the thing that you need to see is that if we leave any one word out of it, of all public transport, metro and large city, if we leave any one word out of it or the out of the topic, the question will completely change, right? How it will change? ठीक है, मतलब बेसिकली अगर हम ये तीन चीजें छोड़ देते हैं तो हमारा जो क्वेश्चन है वो completely चेंज हो जाएगा. कैसे? Of all public transport options. If we don't consider of all public transport options, we can also talk about private vehicles. That of course I will say that car is much more convenient than metro, right? Then we can of course go and say that, but car is eliminated because they're talking only about the public transportation options, right? So public transport options very crucial. Metro is crucial because of course that is the main topic, that is it the most convenient or not. Second is large city. Now we are talking about a large city. If I tell you that, okay, maybe in your hometown, which is not a very big metropolitan city, one person will cut thousands of trees from roads, right? Along the path, along the roads. Then they will maybe, people have to move, people will have to like give places out of their home, or they have to give their land to the government, or maybe their half house will be half cut by the government and you have to shift somewhere. So will then metro be most convenient? Then it won't be most convenient, right? So large city, if I talk about some place like Mumbai, that requirement, transport is a basic requirement, right? Of course, that are transport in a large city, like when you have to go from one place to another, that is like half an hour like far without any traffic, then of course that will be called as a large city. And if we talk about this place, if there is some transport that can help people reach like in about what 5 minutes, or like what like in very less time, so basically, right? So of course that will be most convenient. So this is what you are going to do. You will be going ahead, reading it and underlining the keywords. Then you can do is that either you can make some different mark, like circle it or do it something somewhere else. You can, like for example, I'm circling and using different color, and I will mark this as that this is my qualifying word. क्वालिफाइंग मोड इज मोस्ट कन्वीनियंट. मोस्ट कन्वीनियंट सबसे आसान तरीका जाने का, ठीक है. मोस्ट का मतलब सबसे ज्यादा. नाउ वी हैव टू प्रूव. इफ यू से दैट यू एग्री, सो यू नीड टू प्रूव कि ओके okay. So basically what we need to do now, the qualifying word. So most convenient will be the basically what qualifying word over here. Next is your action words. Action word is basically that what is your take, like basically एग्जामिनर आपने क्या करना है इस क्वेश्चन में, ठीक है. मतलब ये तो चलो एक बात हो गई ना कि सारे पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑप्शन से मेट्रो सबसे कन्वीनियंट है, ये तो एक बात हो गई. नाउ थिंग इज कि आपको इसका क्या करना है. सो आपने क्या करना है, डू यू एग्री और डिसएग्री. दिस इज द बेसिक क्वेश्चन दैट यू हैव टू आस्क. दैट इज अ सबवे सिस्टम द इजीएस्ट वे टू गेट अराउंड द लार्ज सिटी, राइट. ये क्या हो गया, ये हो गया हमारा रीवर्ड क्वेश्चन. मतलब हमने क्या करा, थोड़े से सिनोनिम्स लिख लिए. ये हमारे लिए ये होते हैं कि जो चार चीजें मैं आपको बता रही हूँ, कीवर्ड्स, क्वालिफाइंग वर्ड्स, एक्शन वर्ड्स, ये जो है ये ना हमारे लिए ही होता है. इट इज नॉट फॉर द, मतलब एग्जामिनर को दिखाने के लिए नहीं होता. इट इज जस्ट फॉर अस. ठीक है. सो आई होप आपको आइडिया लग गया हो दैट व्हाट इज द, यू हैव अ गुड आइडिया नाउ दैट व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ क्वालिफाइंग वर्ड्स, ऑफ एक्शन वर्ड्स एंड योर कीवर्ड्स, राइट. हियर इज वन मोर thing that you can do in case you go for a computer delivered exam. So you have a highlight option. You can go ahead and highlight it, right, like this. Take a second and read the question and see that why we are going to okay. So you can go ahead and see, right, that why we are talking about in this one, that why it is keywords, why is it qualifying words, and why is it action words. In case you have any doubt, you can go ahead and ask me, right. I am giving you 1 minute to actually read it. So I'll just answer your comments till then you see. Abhishek, what do you mean by can we make a point on aeroplane? I didn't like really get you. Okay. Next, Vikas. Okay. Hi, Vikas. Hi, Harsh. Prince. I attended. Okay, that's great. I do not provide classes for self-pip right now. And right now, like, I'm not providing any classes in the month of August. Maybe in the next month I'll be like, not like maybe, but from next month I'll be going ahead and starting like the classes again. But this one there are like no classes available. Okay. What are you about to do? We are doing writing task 1, how to write a perfect introduction. Okay, I guess that is it. Be able to highlight a keyword and you can highlight the keywords, of course, like you can mark on the hard copy also. You can go ahead and like mark it and do anything. Okay. Okay. So like you can mark it with the pencil and everything. You cannot, of course, take the highlighters, but like if you go for computer delivered as, then there's like different colors available to highlight. Okay. Then is okay. Abhishek is saying, can we make a point on aeroplane? Aeroplane? No, aeroplane is like we cannot count aeroplane as a, what we can say, like a public transport. In that case, we need to add cabs also, right? Uber also. Like, I don't think so. Like, you will disagree and you will say that aeroplane is the most convenient. Then the most big contradicting point is like, what about the costing? What about the other things? Like, whenever you write a point, na, try to make it in that way that no one can ask a question about that. Okay, means no one can go ahead and question you. That is what we call as a perfect one. Okay, like a perfect essay. Now next thing is our planning. So now we have done that. Basically what we need to do, once we are done with it, we need to highlight the qualifying words and the keywords and the action words. So that is done now. Next thing is that we have to plan our essay. Now, how you're going to plan your essay, I'm just giving you an example that you can make a box like this. Like, there are two sides. First of all, no matter you are going against it, you are going in favor of it, whatever you are doing, go ahead and make up a box like that, this, and you can go ahead and write in it. So left side says positive, right side says negative. Positive sides say that the installation cost might be high, but after years, few years we'll get free electricity. So these are my ideas only that we did in a like a paid lecture. So for it, like the question was that fossil fuels such as coal, oil and natural gas is extensively used in many countries which causes harms to the environment. बहुत सारे fossil fuels हैं वो harm करते हैं environment को. The use of alternative sources of energy is being encouraged. Okay, so मतलब जो अलग दूसरे sources हैं जिससे इतना pollution नहीं होता वो आज की डेट में इंकरेज करे जाते हैं. तो वो पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट है कि नेगेटिव डेवलपमेंट है? इफ यू गो विद पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट इट मींस कि जो अल्टरनेटिव सोर्सेज ऑफ एनर्जी है दैट इज अ पॉजिटिव थिंग. अगर हम नेगेटिव चाहते हैं तो मतलब वो नेगेटिव थिंग है. Okay, let's go with the positive first, right? So let's see what is the positive, what are the positive points. So installation cost might be high but after few years we will get free electricity, right? कि अगर हम alternative sources like solar and wind की बात करते हैं तो installation cost like of course एक बार पैसे ज्यादा लगते हैं but कुछ सालों में we get free electricity. Whereas if we talk about negative, the prices will hike and basically in winter when there is no sun and there is no high winds, these sources will be useless. Okay, then they won't be able to means you won't be able to use it. Okay, right? So okay, and right, next is positive. So self-sufficient nations today, many countries are importing fossil fuels from other nations, so we are dependent upon them. Okay, so of course like this will make us self-independent and pollution also, that basically basically pollution will also decrease. Okay, that is what we can think about. Okay, next is our organize. Okay, so after planning next will be our organizing part. Organizing is what, like first of all the first thing is that you think about the ideas कि मैं क्या लिख सकता हूँ. Then before writing the actual essay on your rough sheet only, I always recommend that make an organization. Make कि आप अपना जो फॉर्मेट है हमारा बेसिक, इफ यू नो व्हाट लाइक आई टीच लाइक 15 सेंटेंस मेथड, तो जो मेरा बॉडी पैराग्राफ होता है जो मैं स्टूडेंट्स को रिकमेंड करती हूँ वो होता है कि आप टॉपिक सेंटेंस लिखोगे, एग्जांपल लिखोगे, रीजन करोगे या डिस्कशन करोगे एंड उसका रिजल्ट लिखोगे. सो दिस इज बेसिकली व्हाट आई ऑलवेज टेल माय स्टूडेंट्स. अब आपने क्या करना है, बिफोर यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग यू हैव टू मेक दिस पैराग्राफ. That for example your topic sentences that self-sufficient, your what topic sentences basically your ideas. So self-sufficient nations today, many countries are like these are not like sentence form. You just write in rough the main keywords ki kya kya cheeze hai main likh lo and then you go ahead and basically main cheeze likh li humne jaise. ठीक है, तो self-sufficient nations today, many countries are importing fossil fuels from other nations, so we are dependent upon them. Example, we can give example a man-made example two of some countries. So I gave of Ireland, that Ireland stopped importing and the economy grew by 10%. Reason, if all the countries opted this, government can spend more on healthcare and education. मतलब हमें जो import करने पे पैसे लगाना पड़ता है वो नहीं लगाना पड़ेगा. Result क्या होगा कि poverty decrease होगी. So this is what I call as a good paragraph, where you give a point, you give an example that supported, then you tell that उससे क्या होगा and then आप एक finally दो कि अच्छा इससे ये चीज होगी. ठीक है, so this is what a organization looks like. ऐसे ही similar case body paragraph 2 का भी बनाना है, right? and आपको अपना पूरा organize कर लेना है. So these are the 3 things that you need to do before you start writing your essay. ठीक है, मतलब बेसिक इंट्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट करने से भी पहले क्या चीजें थी, 3 चीजें थी. एनालाइज करा, देखा मेरे कीवर्ड्स क्या है, क्वालिफाइंग वर्ड्स क्या है और मेरा एक्शन वर्ड्स क्या है. उसके बाद आपने प्लानिंग करी. प्लानिंग के लिए यू कैन टेक लाइक 5 मिनट्स. कीवर्ड्स और प्लानिंग दोनों को मिला के एनालिसिस और प्लानिंग लगा लो कि आप 5 मिनट लोगे. अच्छे आइडिया सोचने, टाइम लगा के सोचना है, कोई चक्कर नहीं, हो जाएगा ऐसे. अगर आपने ऐसे सोच लिया ना एक बार, आराम से ऐसे होगा. 20 मिनट भी मुश्किल से लगेंगे लिखने में. ठीक है, और कितने मिनट होते हैं हमारे पास, 40 मिनट्स. सो वो हो गया। 5 मिनट्स आपने प्लानिंग पे लगानी है, 5 मिनट्स आपने ऑर्गेनाइजिंग पे लगानी है। ऑर्गेनाइजिंग मतलब सेंटेंस बाय सेंटेंस बना लो कि मैं क्या लिखने वाला हूँ। वाई ये करना है, ये करना क्यों जरूरी है, ठीक है। वाई दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट टू प्लान, बिकॉज व्हाट अ लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स डू, यू राइट, व्हाइल यू आर राइटिंग यू आर थिंकिंग अबाउट द नेक्स्ट सेंटेंस, you are thinking about the ideas while writing. What that will do, that will give you marks of course ideas, right? You will get the marks of ideas. What about the other things? What about things like sentence formation? What about things like coherence and cohesion? What about the things like vocabulary? There are 4 factors on which you are given marks. You are thinking right now of only one point. If you are writing your ideas in like every sentence, like you're writing your ideas, so that is what you have to avoid. Okay. Now let's come together and write an introduction. So we are going to write a perfect introduction. Perfect introduction means a 9-word introduction. Now, what is an introduction? So introduction, there are 4 elements that you need to cover. First, start with a global statement or like a generalized statement. In that, you have to write that what is the, for example, effects of a particular thing around the globe. We are going to do everything like all these in detail, so do not worry. Second is you need to paraphrase the question. You will going to write the question in your own words, and there should not be any exclamation mark or question mark after it. Next is your third, thesis statement. Thesis statement is basically you're going to give your opinion. And fourth is your outline statement. Outline statement means that what are your ideas, what you're going to discuss in your further body paragraph. You will give that idea to the examiner. ठीक है, मतलब एक idea दे देना है कि मैं ये लिखने वाला हूँ. So what you're going to do is you have to start by writing a global statement, or what we can call as a journal statement. What is a global statement or journal statement? Means what I would recommend, start with the impressive journal statement, or या एक impressive sentence अगर कोई आपको उस टॉपिक का आता है उससे स्टार्ट कर लो या journal statement से कर लो. सबसे easiest way क्या है, आप लिखो in this modern world the usage of जो भी है is rapidly increasing. increase नहीं हो रही तो discuss हो रही होगी, जैसे कि fossil fuels. In this modern world the usage of fossil fuels is rapidly increasing. So this is like a very simple sentence, but this can make a lot of difference when you make a complete body paragraph. Okay. Then like there are also some common lines available. If anyone wants the common lines, of course they can join my Telegram group or my WhatsApp group. I'll send you over there the common lines. For example, for education, you can start by writing, university is a place where pebbles are polished, diamonds are dimed, which itself signifies the significance of the tertiary education. This essay evaluates both sides of arguments and dash. Proverbs ho gaye, education is transmission of civilization. Education is not the ending but the beginning, but is the end of the beginning. ऐसे कोई भी इश्यू हो गया उसमें आप लिख सकते हो वर्ल्ड हैज बीन सफरिंग फ्रॉम मेनी इश्यूज एंड वन ऑफ देम इज दिस व्हिच शुड बी रिजॉल्व्ड बाय conscious efforts by both individual and government as prevention is better than cure. So something like this. Of course बहुत सारी ऐसी लाइंस होती है, अलग अलग टॉपिक के अलग अलग लाइंस होती है. either you can write the simple one जो मैंने बताई, either you can like make it up yourself, or you can also remember in case you want of the basic topics. but अगर टॉपिक उनको छोड़ के आ गया तो आ भी सकता है. You need to be prepared for that, right? Next is you want to paraphrase the question. What does now paraphrasing mean? Paraphrasing is basically simply rewriting a phrase or sentence so that it has the same meaning with the different words. So अब क्या करना है आपने, next चीज क्या होती है कि आपने जो क्वेश्चन को ही है उसको अपने वर्ड्स में लिखना है. ठीक है, इस चीज का ध्यान रखना, क्वेश्चन मार्क नहीं आना चाहिए, एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क प्लीज मत यूज करना. काफी बच्चे करते हैं, इवन टीचर्स भी कर देते हैं, सो मत करना. ठीक है. लाइक व्हाट इज बेसिकली पैराफ्रेजिंग, लाइक उन्होंने क्वेश्चन में अगर लिखा हो कि पैराफ्रेजिंग इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट स्किल्स टू लर्न बिफोर डूइंग योर आईएलटीएस एग्जाम. उसको आप क्या लिखो, प्रायर टू टेकिंग आईएलटीएस टेस्ट मास्टरिंग पैराफ्रेजिंग इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट क्रूशियल थिंग्स टू डू. दिस इज हाउ वी डू पैराफ्रेजिंग. ठीक है, हमने पूरा चेंज कर दिया. नाउ व्हाट आई सजेस्ट टू डू, मैं क्या सजेस्ट करूंगी आपको कि आप क्या कैसे पैराफ्रेजिंग करो. you understand the question, you need to understand the whole question, that what the question is saying, and you will write it in your own words. Okay, this is the most simplest way to go, that you understand the question and write it in your own words. How you are going to write it, there are 4 ways to, like there are 7 ways also of paraphrasing. I have already conducted a class on paraphrasing. If you want to understand in detail, then you can go and watch that class. But the simple ones are like use synonyms, use different words, change the word order like we did, like whatever is given in the starting of the sentence, right at the end, whatever is given at the end, right at the start, right? Then change the form of the words. It's not necessary, like if I write, if the question is saying become and I am writing becoming, that are not same words, that are different words, that will want they, like that will be counted as paraphrasing. Okay, next is change from active to passive voice. That is what you can do. Then use an opposite, like for example, if they are saying that we have to go to school, right? So what you say, people should be uh like you can say that people opposing education should be punished, something like that. Okay, basically, or they say that you should go to school by public transport. So you can say the private transport can be avoided. So basically using a not can also be like, you should mean the same, answer same होना चाहिए, but उसमें हम not लगा दो, ठीक है? Then use a related word. What do you mean by related word? कि आप उसको verb और noun को मतलब change करके लिख लो. Then उसका थोड़ा formal या informal version use कर लो. So these are the simple techniques that you can use when it comes to your paraphrasing the question. Okay, next one is your thesis statement. Now what is your thesis? Thesis is basically that all in, sorry, so basically now we have to go ahead and write a thesis statement. Basically what is a thesis statement? Thesis statement is कि मोस्टली आपको हर ऐसे क्वेश्चन में अपना क्लियर बताना पड़ता है, दैट आप उस चीज के फेवर में हो, अगेंस्ट हो, ठीक है? ये सब कुछ आपको देखना पड़ता है, ठीक है? फर्स्ट सेंटेंस फर्स्ट उसी में लिखना पड़ता है कि ओके थीसिस स्टेटमेंट क्या होती है. सो एक सेंटेंस की लॉन्ग होती है, राइट, एंड मतलब 1 सेंटेंस की होती है, right, and we need to write that. So it says an essay thesis is only 1 sentence long, but it is the most important sentence in the entire argument essay. It is the sentence that establishes a direction for the essay and acts as a primary link between the essay and the asked two questions, right? So वो चीज का ध्यान रखना है, ठीक है? Then to illustrate क्या होगा, थीसिस कैन बी वन ऑफ द टू थिंग्स, ठीक है? या तो आप उसको क्या होगा, मतलब किसी भी टॉपिक से आप एग्री कर रहे हो, डिसएग्री कर रहे हो, वो लिखना. सो आइदर यू कैन राइट आई एग्री टू दिस और यू कैन राइट आई डिसएग्री टू दिस. ऑफ कोर्स कोई भी एक चीज है उससे या तो एग्री करोगे या डिसएग्री करोगे. अब ये चीज कैसे करनी है, इसकी भी टेक्निक है कि थीसिस कैसे अच्छी तरीके से लिखनी है. सपोज करो हमारे पास एक क्वेश्चन है, ठीक है? सबसे पहले जैसे क्वेश्चन है उसको पढ़ो, Will technology someday take place of human teachers in the classroom? ये क्या है, ये हमारा क्वेश्चन है. सबसे पहले सोचो what it would mean. इसका मतलब क्या है? Students will learn entirely from computers. पूरा students जो है कंप्यूटर से ही पढ़ेंगे. अच्छा, is it likely? हो सकता है, नहीं हो सकता, probably not, है ना? मतलब फर्स्ट इंस्टेंट क्या है, probably not. क्यों नहीं, वो लिखो. Because a robotic teacher will not be able to discipline misbehaving students. Because a robotic teacher would be unable to cater to students' learning needs. Because a robotic teacher would not be capable of encouraging students as well as a human. Because a robotic teacher's classroom would be boring and difficult to learn from. So these are the 4 things that you can go ahead and see. Is it easier to agree or disagree with the statement? Disagree. ठीक है, easier क्या है आपके लिए, go with that. I have heard like, and I've personally also seen that sometimes what happens, the teacher forces the students that whatever like the majority go with, you go with the opposite one and stuff like that. No, that's not the case. That is not how you get the marks. You'll get the marks when you go with the one you feel about, you go with the one you have very strong points about. Okay, so this is how you will be going, and then you will be simply writing it as I disagree that the technology will replace teachers in the classroom. That is simply how you are going to write it. Okay. So that is about the thesis. Next is your outline sentence. Now, what is an outline sentence? Outline sentence is that basically whatever you are going to write, you will be mentioning it in your last line. So, for example, there are 2 points that we are going to discuss. What we'll say that we will put the key. First of all, we'll think about we have done the organizing part, right? So we have this thing. Then in our first paragraph, we are going to write that a robotic teacher would be unable to cater to students' learning needs. And then we are going to write that they will be having difficulty encouraging students, a robotic teacher, right? These are the 2 points. So what I'll do is I'll make one sentence out of it and write it here. मीन्स मेरे जो मेन वो पॉइंट्स होंगे ना, मैं वो पॉइंट्स यहीं पे लिख दूंगी. हाउ? Analyzing the inability of a technology driven teacher to both cater to students learning needs and instill motivation will show this. तो मैंने क्या करा, मैंने एक ही सेंटेंस में ये चीज लिख दी. That is what I call as an outline sentence. Okay, राइट. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज आवर आउटलाइन सेंटेंस. अब इजी वे क्या है कि जो भी आपके 2 आइडियाज आप लिखने वाले हो, put it in one of these statements and go ahead. So this will be proven through dash and dash, right? Analyzing dash and dash, the thesis will be proved. Simply इसमें डालो and आपका thesis बन जाएगी, सॉरी आउटलाइन बन जाएगी. And do not miss outline, बहुत important होती है for cohesion at essay level. I know सबने सुना होगा, आप में से I believe कि सबने सुना होगा कि बोलते हैं कीवर्ड्स, सॉरी लिंकिंग वर्ड्स डाल दो, ठीक है, आपकी कोहेजन आ जाता है उससे, है ना. यही बोलते हैं कि आप कोहेसिव डिवाइसेस या फिर कोहेसिव वर्ड्स या फिर लिंकिंग वर्ड्स डालो, उससे लिंक हो जाता है. ओके, दैट यू आर लिंकिंग एट द सेंटेंस लेवल. बट क्यों बच्चों का बहुत अच्छा लिखकर भी ऐसे मतलब बहुत अच्छे उस हिसाब से मार्क्स नहीं आते? व्हाई? बिकॉज दे मिस दिस पार्ट. दैट इज कि आपने सेंटेंस लेवल पे तो कर लिया, बट एसे लेवल भी तो कोहेरेंट करना है ना, और उसी एसे लेवल पे सॉरी कोहेजन लानी है ना, मतलब लिंक करना है ना एसे लेवल पे भी. दैट इज द इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट, वो इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट होता है. ठीक है. सो फाइनल इंट्रोडक्शन, ये दिस इज वन ऑफ द इंट्रोडक्शन दैट आई हैव रिटन. सो इफ वी सी दिस, फॉसिल फ्यूल सच एज कोल वाला क्वेश्चन है ये हमारा, जो मैं पहले डिस्कस किया, राइट. अब मैंने ये क्या लिखा था, मैंने क्लास में लिखी थी किसी में, दैट इन दिस मॉडर्न एरा where people have made the luxuries of life like cars and high-tech tech equipments using electricity the basic necessities of life, the major proportion of the population is heavily dependent on fossil fuels. Unfortunately, the ill effects of these resources were continuously ignored till the last decade. However, I believe that the popularity of renewable resources is increasing, which is surely a positive development as it will make countries self-sufficient and financially wealthy. Right? This is what I have written. Now, this is a background statement about fossil fuels. Unfortunately, the ill effects of resources were ignored. Right? This is my paraphrasing to this. Fossil fuels वाली statement की paraphrasing है ये मेरी. However, I believe यहाँ से मैंने अपनी thesis start की and मैंने क्वेश्चन को, जो बाकी क्वेश्चन रह गए alternative sources वाला, वो यहीं पे paraphrase करा है. Popularity of renewable sources is increasing. Same यही है ना, यही बात हो रही है कि वो encourage कर रहे हैं. Which is surely a positive development. मैंने बता दिया कि ये एक positive development है. एंड क्यों है, मेरे 2 पॉइंट्स हैं, एक तो सेल्फ सफिशिएंट बनाएगा, दूसरा फाइनेंशियली वेल्थी बनाएगा. दिस इज व्हाट आई बिलीव अ परफेक्ट इंट्रोडक्शन वुड लुक लाइक. मे नॉट बी टू परफेक्ट, बट आई विल शो यू सम मोर good ones. So these are from the book Ryan Higgins. So a lot of people ask me that which book we should use for writing task 2. So this is the one that I teach from and I recommend. So of all public transport options, a metro is the most convenient way to get around a large city. Do you agree or disagree? What they have written? Population dense cities around the world require developed transport systems for public mobility. Underground rail has proven to be a very effective example of one such system. I agree that metro is the most convenient way to get around the city. This will be shown by looking at how a metro seamlessly blends into a city's infrastructure and allows the rider to avoid traffic. Okay. So, right, this is what our samples look like. Okay, let's go with one more sample and then we'll do our Q&A session. So next example is, so the world's wealthiest countries have increasingly being outsourcing labor-related jobs to cheaper countries. This right and supporting case for the sourcing of labor. So उन्होंने पहले ही बोल दिया कि इसको support ही करना है, इसको आप you cannot disagree with this. So what is there? The 20th century has seen a sharp increase in the number of jobs that moved from wealthy countries to the countries offering cheap labor. This is paraphrasing. Although this is a subject that is contested by many, I feel that this trend has more benefits than drawbacks. A journalized thesis, the improved relations and economic ties. Idea 1, idea 2. Data created when jobs move from one country to another will be analyzed to prove this thesis. Our outline sentence. Simple, these are the like lines you have to write to get the marks of an introduction. Start with a global statement, बड़ी journalize से लिखोगे तब भी चलेगा. Second, paraphrase the question. I told you 7 ways. Try करो उनको कि वो 7 ways आपने कैसे use करने हैं, ठीक है. Thesis लिखो, अपना opinion दो, and एक outline sentence दो. That is what you have to do in your essays, right? So now time for Q&A. You can go ahead and ask me whatever doubts you have. That was all for today's class. I hope that this class was really, really helpful to you. And in case you have any other doubts, you can of course ask. Okay. So I'll wait for your questions. That whatever your questions are, I will be happy to answer. Right. And I'm not very like I'm giving you an indication today only. I'm not very sure about the next class, that and maybe few more classes, because as I've told, like I am busy with some stuff right now, and taking classes is like really difficult for me. I'm like running out of time right now. So these are like few things that like I have to do, but of course, like I'll let you know in the WhatsApp group or the Telegram groups, or I'll post it on the YouTube whenever the next session will be. Most probably whenever we have a next session, we will be starting with our like format. Okay, so like how to, we have done the introduction, so we'll start with the body paragraphs and conclusion, how to write that, how to write a perfect like an essay. That is what we will be going and discussing in the next class, right? Anything else that anyone would like to ask? Otherwise, we'll end the session. Adil is saying next session kab hoga. Next session, I'm not sure. I'll try on 14. I'll try my best, but cannot say. Like I'm being very frank right now. Like it's been like a very hectic. I'm even like I am not taking even IELTS classes this month. It's so hectic. Ma'am, this is my first class. I learned a lot today, but something is passed over my head, but I will watch previous classes. Sure, sure, sure. Okay, Kinopedia. I can understand. You see, the analyzing part especially can be going like बहुत मुश्किल हो सकता है काफी बच्चों के लिए. They do not like, they believe कि time नहीं होगा and everything. So in case you don't want to do the analyzing part, that I allow my students also, that you can like postpone the analyzing part and then do the other sections, like others. Okay, other like parts, like start with the planning only. You can do that, but just if you are someone who goes out of topic very often, then I guess it is unnecessary. Okay. Adil, haven't you watched my reading classes? Like, have you watched those? So, I guess class 19th was the reading strategies revision that we did. And before that, we like in the starting, like second, third, fourth class is all about reading. And like reading strategies are like fixed in reading. So, like when you start following the simple strategies that I give you now, then you'll face the difference. Next thing can be that, okay, maybe you do not basically you do not go ahead and like you don't understand the words a lot, so you might be having to work on like vocabulary a bit. And also you can make a tax word table in order to help you increase your vocabulary. Next is, ma'am, how can I increase my creativity? So if I talk about your creativity, first of all, like what I did, what Ryan Higgins की book उठाओ, जितने ऐसे है ना सेम टू सेम लिखने का ट्राई करो, मतलब जो उन्होंने वर्डिंग यूज करी है ना वही, उसके जो वर्ड का मतलब नहीं पता सर्च करो, ठीक है, उसको वैसा ही लिखने का ट्राई करो कि जैसे वो स्टाइल में लिख रहा है, ठीक है। तो जितने ऐसे हैं वो लिखने का ट्राई करो, प्लस आइडियाज इंप्रूव करो अपने, आइडियाज के लिए बुक भी है हमारी आइडियाज की, वो करो, ठीक है। सो वो करो। हाउ कैन आई इंक्रीज आइडियाज अबाउट डिसएग्री एंड एग्री? जब आइडियाज की बात होती है लाइक एग्री एंड डिसएग्री, व्हाट यू कैन बेसिकली डू इज दैट यू कैन थिंक अबाउट that what will happen if this, if I agree to it, what will disagree to it. So main jo ideas ka hai na, you need to have a bit about, means you need to brainstorm only, and you need to, you can also, there are some books available which you can of course read. Okay. Reading, Adil, I guess you're talking about reading book. So reading ke I do not have any strategies book jisme I like strategies ho, so that is not there. मतलब I don't know if any book like that. Ritika is asking, मैम आपकी क्लास रेगुलर होती है? Regular in the sense, I'm sorry, but these are not like regular in the month of August. Like I'm not committing in the month of August, but these are conducted on Saturdays, either at 5 or at 7. And this might also change a bit. Maybe I'm not really sure right now because like I am myself moving, and like I have a lot to do right now, so I am not doing anything. No reading, ma'am. Essay for essay, the book is Ryan Higgins. It's a foreign author. You can text me, I'll send you right in the group. So I guess that is all the doubts you're having. So if I get any more, I'll solve it. Don't understand questions like out advantage, outweigh disadvantage, how to understand such kind of question, and how to write paragraph. Okay, Mitali, okay, Mitali, if you do not like एडवांटेज आउटवे डिसएडवांटेज का मतलब सिंपल ये हुआ कि क्या एडवांटेज ज्यादा है डिसएडवांटेज से। सबसे आप क्या कर सकते हो, एक बॉडी पैराग्राफ बनाओ स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट का, एक बनाओ वीक पॉइंट का, ठीक है। वीक पॉइंट वाला ऊपर रखना है, स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट वाला नीचे रखना है। पहली चीज ये कर सकते हो। दूसरी चीज कर सकते हो कि ब्रेक करो, मतलब ऐसा कर लो कि 3 बॉडी पैराग्राफ बना लो, ठीक है, और 2 में एडवांटेज लिख दो, 1 में डिसएडवांटेज लिख दो। वो अपने आप ज्यादा हो गए फिर तो, है ना। तो मतलब ज्यादा दिक्कत नहीं लेनी है, जो भी मतलब ऐसे दिक्कत दे रहा है ना उसको कर लो। आइडियाज के लिए तो आप कोई भी बुक फॉलो कर सकते हो। आई विल लिंक ऑल्सो, मतलब कि मैं भी दे दूंगी आपको नोट्स इसके। और आइडियाज के लिए लाइक लिज इज गुड, ठीक है। साइमन की है, साइमन की लाइक शॉर्ट है, लिज के लाइक काफी डिटेल में है। सो इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन कि आप कैसे कर सकते हो, ठीक है, इट डिपेंड्स। So that is some things. Kinopedia book you recommend for beginners, ma'am? See, Kinopedia thing is that कि ना एक किसी बुक में नहीं होता सारा मटेरियल। Like if I talk about Ryan Higgins, I recommend that book to everyone. But the thing is that उस बुक में ना ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको सब कुछ मिल जाएगा जो आपको चाहिए। No, that is not there. ऐसा नहीं है, ठीक है। क्या है बेसिकली क्या है उसमें, सिर्फ आपका टास्क रिस्पॉन्स हो रहा है। टास्क रिस्पॉन्स का मतलब है कि आपने लिखना कैसे है, मतलब क्या फॉर्मेट यूज करना है, वो सब कुछ उससे हो रहा है कवर। बाकी चीजों के लिए, आइडियाज के लिए होगा अलग बुक चाहिए होगी, वोकैब के लिए अलग बुक चाहिए होगी, ग्रामर के लिए अलग बुक चाहिए होगी। सो ऐसी ना कोई एक बुक बताना इज लाइक वेरी डिफिकल्ट। Ritika is saying, ma'am, for exam files, you need to go to institute or See, Ritika, it depends upon your level of English right now. If you have a very good level of English, you feel like that you don't need anyone to evaluate you. You can go ahead and evaluate yourself, and that is what you can do. Okay, then you can do it yourself also. And my videos are not enough for writing tasks too. That is what I feel. For writing task one, we have covered everything. For reading, we have done everything. For listening also, I guess we have done a lot of things. The main issue comes with this one only, like the writing task too. Speaking also, we have done the strategies. For speaking also, you need someone to practice with, right? Could you provide me the study material? Study material, what study material you would need? Like start with Cambridge, okay, and go ahead and do other work. That is what you can do. Okay, I'll share the, like I'll try to find some links and share with you. Okay, anything else? I guess that is all. So thank you everyone for coming in. I hope that you learned a lot, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like the video and share with your all your friends and everything. That will be great. Okay. So that is all for today's class. And Ritika, I would recommend that you get at least evaluated yourself for your speaking and your writing section, right? From a teacher. That will be great. Otherwise, like it is like wasting, like for just saving some money or going to the institute, you end up wasting a lot of money because 14,700 is not less, right? Okay, great everyone. Bye bye. Take care. I hope that you do well if anyone is having exam, and see you very soon. Bye bye.